Hello and welcome back to what is going to be the final episode of Season 9 with Southport, our second season in the Premier Division. We've got 3 games left to play. We can't qualify for Europe, unfortunately, but we are 100% a top half Premier League side, which if you told me at the start of the season that would be guaranteed with 3 games left to play, I think you were lying. Let's go forward to the final episode then. So yes, we've got 3 games left to play, which means we can pick up a maximum of 9 points. However, we are playing Manchester City, we are playing Arsenal, we're playing Leicester as well, who are the only team that are below us, but they're only below us by 2 places. We're getting maybe 3 points at best, aren't we, in this episode? So yeah, mathematically, the lowest we can finish, I think Watford can technically go ahead of us, assuming we lose all of our games and they win pretty much everything. Southampton can also go ahead of us, actually. Let's hope that doesn't happen. We finish in 11th. I want to finish top half. So in the last episode, we finished with a 1-0 defeat against Fulham, and we continued that bad form with a 2-0 defeat away from home against Chelsea, which was kind of expected, and then a 2-0 defeat at home against Wolves, which wasn't as expected, but still kind of expected. We are 7th place, Leicester are 9th, Man City are 5th, Arsenal are 4th. Let's go forward and play Leicester. We might not even play Man City and Arsenal on camera, because if we win this, I feel like we're just going to lose the other 2. Ah yes, Leicester with their absolutely wonderful pink away kit. We're both on fair form, despite the fact we've both lost our last 3 games, and 2 of Leicester's were against Liverpool. Oh, that's right, I think they were playing in an FA Cup semi-final very recently, and obviously have lost to Liverpool, so they're hopefully not as match fit as us. So then, the starting lineup for the Leicester game. It's going to be Varro in goal, Leal, Mendes, Bamba and Milosevic as that back 4. The midfield triangle is going to be Butic, Doyle and Wang, which, to be fair, I think that's going to be our midfield triangle for all of next season as well, unless we buy somebody to replace probably Tommy Doyle, which I don't really want to do. He's like my token real player. Everyone else, including my subs bench, they're not real. Tommy Doyle's the only real man. It's going to be Lopez, Tilga and Melkonyan as our wingers and strikers for this one. Let's hope that we can finish off the season. I think this is our last home game, so let's hope that we can finish it off with a nice victory. Sure, I don't know what I said. I really need to start learning how to do team talks. Did that? I mean, that kind of worked, didn't it? So not really a lot to play for. However, I think the Europa League 2 is a possibility. Maybe. But it's such an outside possibility, I'm not even sort of entertaining the fact that it could happen. It's taken almost half an hour to get the first highlight, but we finally do have the ball, or Leicester do have the ball. It's a header forward though from Mendes. Fitzjim steals the ball away. He's going to run forward. On the right is Chao Henrique. Runs towards goal, just places his effort wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. It's still 0-0. It's not the most exciting game of football, if I'm perfectly honest. Leicester have themselves another chance. Laird's throw to Jefferson Lerma loses out to the right-footed left-back from Guatemala. I think he's Guatemalan, Leal. And he's just ran it straight into Sambi Lakanga. What's his name? Lerma to Fitzjim. And now back to Cresswell. Let's steal this ball away, please. That would be lovely. Nenad Milosevic with a big head there. Finds Lopez, who came in January. Hasn't really done a lot. Hasn't really had the chance to do too much. Damien Tilger on the left-hand side. Our record signing crosses in. Rafik Melkonyan hits the post with his headed effort. Wouters easily holds on to the ball. I feel like we play Leicester 7 times a season and I film every single episode. I don't think that's the case, but that seems to be what's happening. Tilger's not going to get there. He's going to get there for this one, though. Butic finds Rafik Melkonyan in on goal. It's a wonderful finish from the Armenian, but unfortunately, he was offside. And it is 0-0 at half-time, and we have been the better side in this one. I think we've definitely been the better side. We've had the ball in the back of the net, but like you've just seen, it was offside. So I'm going to say unlucky, assertively unlucky. And then passionately, there's a lot more to come. That always seems to fire people up. That's a trick that I've learnt very recently to do that. Goal kick from Leicester goes over the halfway line. Leal heads down for us though. Doyle to Tilga, back to Javier Leal. He needs to try and get past his man. He does. Forward ball finds Damien Tilger in on goal. Kicks it straight at the goalkeeper. We win ourselves a corner though. The commentary saying that was simply sublime from Javier Leal. Fair enough. Mira Butic's corner towards the back post. It's Mendes. It's pinging around in the penalty area. It is cleared. Leal's going to get the ball back, though. We're not going to see any further. Instead, Leicester will have the ball. Adu. Back to Cresswell. Long ball towards the left. Intercepted by Milosevic. Now Wang. Over the top to Rafik Melkonyan. Using his pace, he's straight at the goalkeeper. How have you not scored that, Rafik? There's now another chance possibly going Leicester's way. We're going to lose this, and it's going to be very unfair. Lopez cuts inside from that right-hand side as the inside forward. Lovely ball from Lopez to find Tilga. Needs Melkonyan in the middle. Finds Melkonyan, and finally, Rafik Melkonyan gets his first goal of the game. 56 minutes on the clock. He's had about 8 chances. That was actually really good. Tilga's assist was superb. This ball from Lopez was spot on. That is the type of ball that you want your other midfielders to be doing. Right, I'm wondering whether it's time to do some substitutions. I feel bad for Lopez because he's on a 6.7. He's looking nervous. We're going to do Rourke Murray on. Rourke Murray has been out injured. He's only fit to play 45 minutes, so I didn't want to start him. So he's going to come on. Tilga's going to move over to that right-hand side as a very loud vehicle drive past my house. By the way, it is like the height of summer when I'm recording this video, so I do have the window behind me open that you can't see because there's a green screen in the way. So yeah, vehicles and stuff might be a bit louder, unfortunately. There's nothing happening in this second half. We're going to do Dramain Bamba off for Monteiro, because I want to give Monteiro some games. I don't really have too many options. Let's bring Tilga off for Holovko. We've got about 11 minutes left to play. Corner for Leicester with 9 minutes left to play. Towards the back post, they've scored, haven't they? Jefferson Lerma has made it 1-1. They have not deserved that at all. We have been the better side. We're going to draw another game. We seem to be conceding late goals at the moment. We're conceding a lot of late goals, and it is kind of ruining our chances. Let's give them a get creative. It's probably too little too late. We've got 5 minutes of injury time. Probably nothing is going to happen. Nothing does happen. The full-time whistle goes then. It is a 1-1 draw against Leicester. We deserved way more than that. Way more than a 1-1 draw. So then, that one solitary point means that there are 6 more up for grabs. Like I said, we do have, I think it's Arsenal and Manchester City, isn't it, for the final 2 games. So we have to assume we're not going to get any points from that. 7th place at the moment. Wolves and Leicester can definitely climb ahead of us. Even Watford can climb ahead of us on goal difference. But let's hope that doesn't happen, shall we? I also want to take a look at this. So, it says Europa Cup, depending on the winner of the FA Cup. So, 6th place might get Europa League group stages, but it goes to the winner of the FA Cup. So, I'll see who's in the final, and if they're basically 1 through 5th, then that's going to go to the Europa League spot. And then 7th place will get the Euro Cup 2 spot, which is us. So, let's have a look at the FA Cup. So it's Liverpool and Aston Villa. Aston Villa down in 13th place in the Premier League versus Liverpool, who I think are like, yeah, they're top of the table. So we have to hope that Liverpool win that. If Liverpool win that, then we might get ourselves a Europa League 2 spot. Maybe. We're going to go forward possibly to the final game of the season, which, as I said, is going to be away from home against Arsenal. I might not even play it. I might not even play it on camera because, if I'm honest, if we do badly against Man City, we're not going to do well against Arsenal, are we? Well, we've just played Man City and been battered by Manchester City. We've now dropped down to 8th place in the table with 1 game left to play. However, the silver lining is Leicester are playing Chelsea. Chelsea are 2nd. I'm pretty sure they're still fighting for the title. We are playing Arsenal, who are now down into 5th. It is 7th and 8th that are battling for potentially a Europa League 2 spot. I'd argue that Leicester probably don't want it. So yeah, Manchester City then, we lost 3-0. Perez, Moise Kean and Kylian Mbappe with the goals. We were just beaten by a better side, arguably. We actually weren't bad. We probably deserved a goal or 2, but when Manchester City are playing and they've got Mbappe, and they literally subbed off a wonder kid for a world-class central midfielder at some point in the match, they're just the better squad, aren't they? We've got Arsenal next. The 5th place in the table, 6 days away. But before we do that, we are going to have a little chat because we are not on the best of form. I'm going to calmly say, I'm really keen to ensure our heads don't drop. People listened. That's exactly the sort of reaction that we needed. Good, good, good. So then, final game of the season. Arsenal away from home. They are still fighting for a Champions League spot. Chelsea aren't actually fighting for anything, so that's not good. Leicester at home against Chelsea is the other match we need to keep an eye on. We could technically drop down to 10th in the table. If Watford beat West Brom and Wolves beat Liverpool, which you have to hope that Wolves aren't going to do that. But yeah, we need to win. Basically, or I say win, we just need to better Leicester's result, don't we? If we better Leicester's result, then we'll move up, hopefully into 7th place in the table, and then hope Liverpool win the FA Cup final against Aston Villa. Then we might be in Europe next year. So the final starting 11 then is going to be Varro in goal, Leal, Mendes, Bamba and Milosevic, Butic, Lopez and Wang in the middle of the pitch today. Wang's moved over from the Mazzala role on the right hand side over to be a box-to-box midfielder. It's going to be Eugene Hlovko, Damien Tilger and Rafik Melkonyan as our strikers. And this is going to sound very strange, but I've realised, I mean, the recent form, yeah, sure, I don't know what I said there. Yeah, I've realised this season, I'm not in love with this Southport team. And this is going to sound really weird. Some of you might completely agree, but there's a lot of players in this squad that I just have no connection to. For example, Varro, the goalkeeper. He's very good, but I've got no connection to it. Milosevic as our right back. I'm growing to like Milosevic. He's becoming one of those players that I'm starting to love. Butic in the middle. I absolutely love Butic. Wang is getting to become one of those players as well. He's gone for a terrible shot there. But yeah, Wang, who I signed in January, he's becoming one of those players that I actually quite enjoy. Mendes, another one. Bamba is another one. But you've got Lopez, Hlovko, Tilger even, our record signing I'm not massively in love with. Melkonyan as our striker. I love Melkonyan, scored some goals, but we're replacing him in the summer because he's not very good. So I'm thinking in the summer, it's going to be a big rebuild job for this Southport team to turn into a squad that I want, the squad that I need. And I think because we got promoted fairly quickly to the Premier League, big old like rotation and revolving door of players. There's a highlight going on, by the way. I'm just like waffling through it. Mariba has a shot. Fernandez with the ball for Arsenal. Finds Tomori on the right, heads down to Kenny Tete. Tomori, once again, the former Chelsea man, runs direct towards goal. He's got Butic in front of him. He's forced to save out of Varro, and Dramain Bamba clears the ball. Does that make sense to you? It kind of makes sense to me. There's not a lot of players in this squad right now that I go, I know what he does. I know what he's about. They're just players that do a job at the moment. I need players that I can build around, that I can help tell a story effectively. Hlovko crosses the ball in, Tilger's there, and the Argentine's headed effort is over the bar. Tilger could become one of those players. I have hope for Tilger. Eugene Hlovko, not so much. Tete's free kick comes in, Jadon Sancho is there. It's 1-0 to Arsenal. We are not getting Europa League 2 football next season, and I can't believe I'm weirdly disappointed. I really wanted Europa League 2 football, because even at our not so good level of football and squad, we probably could have won that. It's not the best competition in the world. We've stolen the ball away. Hold on. Hlovko's going to run down that left-hand side. Melkonyan needs to get up there. The Ukrainian instead keeps going one-on-one with the keeper, and he just absolutely blasts that past the goalkeeper. Eugene Hlovko, 8 goals this season. I'm not sure why I don't like Eugene. He's doing the bits. He's doing some business. He's getting some goals. There's just nothing there for me. Just nothing there. Also, with that goal means it's not all dead. We have to hope Chelsea can score a goal against Leicester, and then we will move up into 7th place. This is what we need to hope for. I'm guessing, yes, it is 0-0 there. Also, the other 2 matches that are kind of important are also 0-0. I mean, just don't lose, I guess, is our objective passionately. I'm happy. Keep it up. Everyone seemed motivated. That's good news. I mean, we are getting dominated, but we're not losing. Butic with a free kick early on in the second half. It's Sebastian Mendes. He's made it 2-1. West Brom have also scored against Watford as well. Sebastian Mendes loves an important goal. Absolutely loves an important goal. We've moved up to 7th place. We might be getting Europa League 2. We might be getting Europa League 2 all of a sudden if everything stays this way, and we might be knocking Arsenal out of a Europa League spot. Or no, they'll drop down to 6th, and then, assuming Liverpool do their job, then yeah, then they'll still get Europa League action. Right, we need to do some time wasting here. I'm just letting time disappear. Tilger is going to come off for Rourke Murray. Rourke Murray still can't play 90 minutes. Lopez coming off for Tommy Doyle, who also can't play a full 90 minutes. So we'll put him that way around. We'll do our final sub in a moment, and it's probably going to be Victor Gomez, who is another player who I don't really care for. He just exists. Leicester are beating Chelsea. That's not good. Right, we're going to do Melkonyan off for Gomez. We do have a highlight about to start. It is Arsenal with the ball. Tomori has it. Back to Ismail, the free kick taker. Tries to find Sancho on that left-hand side. And wonderful control. And Federico Chiesa has equalised for Chelsea. Sancho's gone for a long-range effort, and he's equalised for bloody Arsenal. Frank Kessie scored, though, for Chelsea. If it stays this way, we're still in the Europa League. If it stays this way, we are still in the Europa League 2. It's the Europa League 2, isn't it? But still, yes, we're still doing our subs. We are still doing our subs. We're still in 7th place. We need to hope Wolves don't suddenly score a goal out of nowhere, because if that happens, we're dropping down to 8th. We've got 5 minutes of injury time. If Arsenal score this, we are going to be dropping down to 8th place again. Wang steals the ball away. I probably should go a little bit more defensive, but the best form of defence is attack, apparently. Wang's going to run with the ball. Plenty of yellow shirts. Tommy Doyle's there on the volley, and Tommy Doyle, what a finish that is from the substitute. 90 minutes on the clock, 3-2 up against Arsenal. I was genuinely not going to show you this match. I was genuinely just going to go, I'll show you highlights maybe. I'm so glad I have decided to show you this match. We are back in front. An immediate response, potentially. We'll have to go defensive here, aren't we? We have to go defensive. Let's do a, I don't know, demand more? Is that a good thing? We've just scored. Why have I told them to do that? Arsenal into the penalty area. It's taken multiple deflections. It's going to be a penalty for Arsenal. 30 seconds after we scored our goal to put us in front. Bamba has fouled. Is he going to get booked as well? He's not going to get sent off, is he? He's getting a second yellow. He's getting a second yellow card as well. We've got a penalty. Oh, my word. Right, have we got anyone who's mildly defensive? Tommy Doyle can be a right back because Milosevic is actually a bit of a unit. We'll do that. We are going defensive. We are dropping back. We are definitely dropping back. Gomez, you're up by yourself, buddy. Eugene, sure. You can't play as a right-sided midfielder. Come on, Varro. I said I wasn't too keen on you earlier. I just missed it, hasn't he? Arsenal go 3-3. Are we still 7th, though? Because I think Chelsea is still winning. If it stays this way, I think we're still 7th place. There's going to be about 8 minutes of injury time. Do not do this now. Doyle and Butic with the ball. We need to just hold the ball here. We need to hold on to the ball for 4 minutes, I reckon. It's towards Gomez. He's not going to get there. Mariba loses out to Miro Butic, and the Croatian can find Gomez, who's been tackled. And now Arsenal once again can come forward. Jadon Sancho, one of their many goal scorers. Liverpool have scored against Wolves. That is good news. Great tackle from Butic. Mariba runs into the space. Gone for a long-range effort, and the Spaniard hits it well over. And or wide, or both. All of them. I'm really nervous. I am so nervous. I just don't want Leicester to score. If Leicester score, then it's over. We've got a point against Arsenal in a bloody ridiculous final game of the season. 3-3 it was. Sancho with 2, Brewster with a penalty, Halovko, Mendes and Tommy Doyle as well. Did we get Europa League football? We're literally just going to have to go forward and see what happens. So, Leicester lost. So we have finished 7th place in the table. Does that mean... Hold on, I'm so confused. Yeah, so 7th is still a Europa Cup 2 playoff. Regardless of what happens there? Or, so if no more than 7 teams qualify. So we've got 4 or 5. So I don't know. We're just going to have to go forward to the FA Cup final and see what happens. Because the FA Cup final will decide what's going to happen. It's going to be Liverpool and Aston Villa, I think it is. So, yeah, I guess we go forward a few days. Well, this is a bit odd. We've technically finished our season. However, we haven't got all the outcomes of the end of the season, but we've got our end of season awards and whatnot. So what has happened here? Sebastian Mendes has gone in on the bench. That's it. This is what I mean by I'm not attached to most of the squad at the moment. I need to get more attached to the squad, basically. It will happen. It will come. We might need to do a little bit of transfers in the summer, shifting some players on, bringing some new faces in, hopefully bringing in some of the younger players as well, who basically spent the last 17 years out on loan. Maybe they need to come in. End of season awards then. Butic wins himself Player of the Season. Hargreaves in 2nd, Mendes in 3rd. But 16 and 14%, Butic just ran away with that, which I'm not surprised with. He was also Signing of the Season and Young Player of the Season. Alsane Konate gets Goal of the Season, which we will have a look at in a minute. I think I remember it. It was right at the start of the season, and it was bloody ridiculous. Team of the Season there is our usual squad. I mean, Hargreaves for Wang, I guess, later on in the season. Some stats as well. We didn't score a lot of goals. This is the problem. Melkonyan got 9. He was our top scorer, and we finished 7th. Butic with highest average rating and most assists, along with Damien Tilger. Hargreaves, best pass completion. Butic and Tilger once again with most Man of the Match awards. Tilger loves a yellow card, and Javier Leao loves a red card, getting 2 of them. So I'm pretty sure Konate played out of position in this match. He's a central midfielder by trade, but I'm pretty sure I played him on the left-hand side. Leao plays it across to Tilger. Tilger back to Konate, and just an absolute rocket. I say I played him on the left-hand side. He was playing on the left, I moved him in the middle. That's what happened. It was a decent goal. I remember that goal going in. Club Vision, they still want us to just avoid relegation. I am fine with that and just strive to make progress off the pitch, which is what we are doing. So, end of season team meeting, I just need to say, not involved in a relegation battle. I had expected a little more realism. We're not good enough. We've literally just finished 7th. We're not good enough to strive off a relegation battle. Fine. Try hard to avoid. I'm just rubbish. I wasn't expecting. I've ruined that. I've ruined it completely. But it doesn't matter. We can fix it once the end of season, like the summer holidays and whatnot, are over. And we can fix it in China. We're going to go to Wang's homeland because, you know, I always like to take players. I'd like to go to a country where I got one of the, like, someone's going home, basically. So, yeah, Wang, he can go home, go to China, be in front of all of his adoring fans and whatnot. So, yeah, that'll be good. I wasn't expecting this. I know I was expecting the stadium to be expanded, but I wasn't expecting it to take an entire year and for us to ground share with Everton at Goodison Park. We've got a really close relationship, us and Everton. They were our parent club once upon a time. Now we're sharing their stadium. It's still only going to be 21,500 capacity, which doesn't sound like a lot to me. We are also upgrading our youth facilities as well, which is going to take 6 months. And we've got £64 million to spend in the summer. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for me to waste, and I'll probably do it. I hate Aston Villa. I literally hate Aston Villa. They have prevented us from getting European football on penalties. Bloody penalties. I mean, what was that penalty shootout? Liverpool scored 2 out of 6. And then Villa scored 3 out of 6. That's the worst penalty shootout ever. Who paid money to go watch that final? Because I'd be demanding it back. So then with Villa winning, that does mean that they go into the Europa League group stages. Spurs end up in the Europa League 2. Arsenal in the Europa League normal. And we miss out. We miss out because Liverpool can't win a FA Cup final, can they? They can win the Premier League 2 years in a row, but they can't win an FA Cup final. Well, Season 10 then. Season 10, I guess we have to be hoping for Europe. So, final little bits of news then before we round up this episode and this season, I guess. So, we've got our commercial summary. Biggest shirt seller is Wang, Butic, Malkonyan. Keith Hall is still a weird one for me, and Damien Tilger as well, our record signing. Money going up and down all over the place. We've lost a bit of money on broadcast revenues. I'm not sure why, but it's only £6 million out of 125, so it's not the end of the world. We've also got a new sponsorship deal with the telecommunications company. So, yeah, that's... Sure, we've made a lot of money. We've got a lot of money to spend. And we are already scouting the world for everything. Like, we can't put any more money in. Can we put more money in there? We can. We can up it to 4 point whatever. We don't need to. We really don't need to. That is going to do it then for this episode and this season with Southport. It was a bit of a weird end, wasn't it? We ended up not winning a huge amount of football towards the end of the season, but the 3-3 draw with Arsenal was actually quite an entertaining game of football, but unfortunately Aston Villa are just the worst football team in the world and hate us, and they don't want us to play in Europe. Next season, as I mentioned, we need to be hoping for Europe. That's got to be our goal. Over the summer, I think I've got a bit of a rebuild job to do to basically try and make this a squad of players that I want. Because like I said earlier, I'm not in love with a lot of these players. A lot of these players I could take or leave. If we lost a Eugene Hlovko, I wouldn't be too fussed. I need to make sure we've got a lot of players that I can see a future in and I can see some potential in. Because right now, the squad, it's a bit all over the place. So that's my job for the summer. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you're new here and you would like to see more and you want to see Season 10, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with more Football Manager.